Good morning, class 11. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about the Arrhenius concept of acid and bases. Today, I am going to explain about the neutralization process explained by or defined by Arrhenius. He defined that the process in which hydrogen ions given by the acid combines with the hydroxide ions which are given by the base, and they undergo combination to form the unionized molecule of water. So this reaction is said to be neutralization reaction. As a result of this process, in which H ions of the acid combines with OH ions of the base to form the unionized or neutral water, due to this the characteristics property of acid and bases are destroyed, because in this case a neutral substance is formed here. Now, Arrhenius' concept of acid and bases was able to explain number of phenomena such as neutralization or salt hydrolysis. Salt hydrolysis takes place in presence of water. In presence of water, the salt undergo lysis, means breakdown, to form respective acid and base, and also help in determination of the strength of respective acid and base, how much strong or weak is the acid and bases. All these phenomena are easily explained by Arrhenius concept. Beside this, it was found to have a number of limitations, such as the nature of H positive and the OH negative ions. According to his concept of acid and bases, these substances are defined as which give H positive ions and OH negative ions in aqueous solution. They are named as Arrhenius acid or Arrhenius bases. But as discussed above, these ions cannot exist in aqueous solution. These ions cannot exist in the aqueous solution, but these ions exist as hydrated ions. These ions exist as hydrated ions, therefore written as H positive aqueous or OH negative aqueous. H positive aqueous means combination of H positive with water, that is H3O positive, then further addition to give H2 plus H2O. It becomes H5O2 positive and so on. Similarly, the hydroxide ion combines with water to give H3O2 negative, H5O3 negative and so on. So, in aqueous solution, they do not exist as H positive and OH negative ions, but they exist as hydrate ions or hydrated ions, written as H positive aqueous or OH negative aqueous. Second point is that the concept of Arrhenius acid and bases was explained or unable to explain the concept of certain substances, whether these substances may be acidic or basic. For example, we have C2H5OH. This compound is named as ethyl alcohol. Now this compound consists of OH, but this compound is not considered as a base. But he defined that the substances which consist of OH hydroxyl group and in aqueous solution produces OH ions is called as a base. But this alcohol consists of OH group, and in aqueous solution it is not able to produce the OH ion. Therefore, this concept of bases in such compound was not applicable. Second, there are number of substances like ammonia, NH3, sodium carbonate, that is Na2CO3, and metal oxides such as calcium oxide. These substances do not have any hydroxyl group, yet they all will basic in nature. These compounds do not consist of any hydroxyl group, still they are basic in nature. So in these two cases, the concept of Arrhenius concept of base was not applicable. Similarly, we have other number of substances like sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur trioxide. These species are named as non-metal oxides. These species are non-metal oxides since they do not contain any hydrogen. so they do not contain any hydrogen, and still these compounds or these substances are acidic in nature. And he defined that the substance which consists of hydrogen and in aqueous solution produces H positive ions is called as acid, but these species do not have any hydrogen and still they are acidic in nature. Again, the concept of Arrhenius acid and base was not applicable here. Next is, to overcome the limitation which are observed here, it was observed that water plays an important role. For example, the concept of acid and bases with the limitation we have discussed here. Again, it was observed to check the reactions of these substances in presence of water. So with water, a number of observations are observed. For example, ammonia, which we have studied that this compound doesn't contains any OH, still it is basic in nature. So when combined with water, it form NH positive, NH4 positive and OH negative. It means this compound, which is gaseous in state, combines with water, resulting in formation of these ions, and these ions are again present in aqueous solution. Now in presence of water, this ammonia produces OH negative ions, therefore it is a base. Secondly, when sodium carbonate combines with water, it is also able to produce the respective bicarbonate ions with evolution of aqueous OH negative ions plus formation of Na positive ions. Again, in this case, OH ions are produced in aqueous solution. Therefore, this sodium carbonate will act as a base. Still, it doesn't have any hydroxyl group. Next is CO2. When combines with water, it is able to produce the respective carbonate ion in the aqueous state as well as H positive ion or the hydrated hydrogen ions. Therefore, this compound CO2 doesn't contain any hydrogen, still it is acidic because in presence of water it is able to produce the H positive ions. Therefore, this compound is said to be acidic in nature. So the last limitation is inability to explain the reaction between acid and base in absence of water. Suppose we have taken acidic substance and basic substance, not in aqueous state. For example, we have taken ammonia in gaseous phase. As we know, this compound is a base from this reaction. And second, we have taken HCl, unionized HCl gas. When these two species combines, they result in formation of NH4Cl, which is solid. So in this case, acid and base combines to form salt even in absence of water. This phenomena was not explained by or not given by Arrhenius in his concept of acid and bases. So to overcome this limitation, the next concept of acid and bases was given by Bronsted and Lowry, called as Bronsted-Lowry concept of acid and bases. Very, very important. Bronsted and Lowry concept of acids and bases. To overcome the limitations of Arrhenius concept, a Danish chemist Bronsted and English chemist named Lowry, they proposed some concept of acid and bases. According to them, acid may be defined as a substance which have tendency to give a proton, or simply we can say that acid is a substance which will act as proton donor. And base is a substance which will act as acceptor of proton, or which is able to accept that proton is termed as base. So simply, acid is a proton donor and base is a proton acceptor. Therefore, the above definition can be explained as, suppose we have taken HCl in presence of water. Now this HCl in presence of water undergo ionization to produce hydronium ion and Cl negative. Clear? This indicates that there is an equilibrium setup between these ionized ions and this unionized reactant. Clear? Now according to this reaction, now it is clear that this water will act as a base, because it accepts proton from HCl and will get converted into hydronium ion, and this HCl which donates a proton will act as acid because it is a donor of proton, and after donation of proton it will changes into Cl negative. Clear? Now some other examples are also given here. Suppose we have taken carbonate ion CO3 2 negative when combines with water, resulting in formation of HCO3 negative plus OH negative. Now in this reaction it was observed that proton now here is given by acid water, therefore it will act as acid because it has donated a proton and changes into OH negative ion. Similarly, this carbonate ion accepts proton from this water, therefore it will shows basic nature, or it is defined as a base because after accepting a proton it will changes into bicarbonate ion. So from these two reactions it is clear that in these two reactions the nature of water is different. In first reaction water will act as a base, in second reaction water will act as acid. Therefore the compounds or the species which will behave such type of nature, means they can act as an acid as well as a base, such type of compounds are called as amphoteric compounds. These compounds are called as amphoteric, also called as amphiprotic, and this role was here shown by water. Therefore water is said to be amphoteric in nature. Next is, now the next point is the presence of OH negative, means hydroxyl group, is not essential for a compound to act as a base. It means it is not essential for a base to have hydroxyl group. The only requirement according to this concept that the base is able to accept a proton. If it is able to accept a proton, then the compound will act as a base. So by this definition it is clear that the condition of hydroxyl group to act as a base is not exact. Therefore the compound which can simply accept a proton will also act as a base. So the above reactions indicate that the substance can act as acid. Acid means which can donate or which can give a proton only when the substance is able to accept a proton, means acid gives protons to that substance which have tendency to accept that proton. For example, acetic acid does not act as an acid in benzene solution. For example, we have taken acetic acid in benzene. What is benzene? C6H6. Now this acetic acid in presence of benzene now will not act as an acid, and this benzene will not act as a base because the condition is that acid can donate a proton only if the base is able to accept the proton. So in this case benzene is not able to, or benzene doesn't accept the proton, therefore according to this reaction this compound will not act as an acid. Therefore the reverse reaction also act as acid base reaction. Suppose we have explained that carbonate ion when combines with water to produce bicarbonate ions and hydroxide ion. Now we are going in the reverse direction, in the backward direction. For forward direction it was observed that this water will act as a base and this carbonate will act as this water will act as acid and this carbonate will act as a base. This is for the forward reaction. Now if we want to study the backward reaction, now for backward reaction this OH negative is now able to accept a proton, therefore it will act as a base, and this bicarbonate is able to donate this proton, therefore this species will act as an acid. Therefore the reverse reaction can also possible. It means for reverse reaction the nature of substances also get reversed. For forward reaction the compound which will act as a base, for backward reaction that compound will act as an acid. For forward reaction the substance which will act as an acid, for backward reaction that substance will act as a base. Therefore from this relationship a new term arises that is called as conjugate acid base pairs. Therefore, these type of species are called as conjugate acid base pair. And a conjugate pair of acid and base differ by only a proton. How can we define conjugate acid and base? So the conjugate acid and base pair differ by a proton only. Therefore, we can say that conjugate acid can become conjugate base by accepting a proton, or this conjugate base can change into conjugate acid by loss of this proton. Clear? Therefore, we can say that conjugate acid and conjugate base, they are differ only by a proton. Second point is that if we have a strong acid, suppose if we have strong acid, then the conjugate base of this acid will be weak. If we have strong acid, then it will produce a weak conjugate base and vice versa. If we have weak acid, it will produce a strong conjugate base.